Molweni, bhotani, camagwini, thokozani. Siphinde sithini kanene? Good afternoon. My name is Kanya Bovula. Also known as Nonkwenkwezi. Gogo Kolegile. I have decided to share, information with my people. Those of you that follow my blog, thank you very much. It's nice when you share, it's nice to have an audience, because the whole point when you share, you want to, reach out to those that might, actually need your help. Okay. Yeah, I see a lot of people sharing, on social media, which is something good, sharing on spiritual matters, basically, because not all of us are well informed when it comes to issues of the spirit. So for those of us that have been exposed, to spirituality, I think, it is our duty basically to share. You understand? Because I believe we are spiritual for a reason. Spirituality is not for fun. We are not spiritual just for the fun of it. You are spiritual to make a difference. You are spiritual, um, to be of service to humankind. You understand? So it's pointless to have information or to understand, to have, the lack of having access to information or understanding things better, especially things of the spiritual realm, and not share. You understand? Why keep it to yourself? Is it meant for you to just, keep it? I don't think so. So yeah, I think it's a good thing that spiritual people are beginning to share and are beginning to teach the world. You understand, of spiritual matters. Uyayiva ke ngoku ukubaluleka kwalento, ndithi kuwe ibalulekile into yoba sisherishe, because I myself have, I didn't just become a spiritual coach. I wasn't born a spiritual coach. It's a journey. It's a journey. You go through things, and I always say, to my clients, when I'm doing my readings, I've found that, um, you know, people that come to me, are people who have problems almost similar to problems I've had as well. So in that sense, and then it gives me, because I've gone through similar experiences, it's easy for me to be able to be of assistance to another being. Ithi ke ngoku laa nto, ndingumntu ogqithe ezintweni ezibuhlungu nezimnandi, because it's not always bad, spirituality, but the journey is not, it's not easy, but ke we go through it, and here we are now wanting to share with you our first topic. I've written on this subject actually, but I feel uti, when people read, they don't grasp. I've written about how to appease the spirit of an unborn child, because I find that a lot of us females have gone, through miscarriages, stillbirths, have had terminations. Out of like at least 15 readings in a day, yeah, it's true. I do get abantu kubone about 6 or 7 out of 15, I would say, would have had, a miscarriage, an abortion, or a stillbirth, I treat them the same. For me, because how you treat that client, how you treat the patient, it's the same. You understand? Um, um, so you've had a miscarriage, or you've had an abortion, a termination, or you've had a stillbirth, same WhatsApp group. Because we are mind, body, and spirit when we are conceived. When the baby dies before it even takes a breath, you understand? Um, Only the physical matter has died. The spirit didn't die or doesn't die. We know that, don't we? Because even you and me, if you and me were to die now, we know our spirit has to go somewhere. Whether you believe it goes back to the spirit world, whatever you believe, but it evolves. The spirit evolves. It doesn't die. When you are buried and put in a coffin and buried under, your spirit is not there. It has gone. It's somewhere else. You understand? And our families, if you and me were to die now, our families would perform rituals to help us with our crossover journeys. Ne? They don't just put us in a coffin and that's it. Bye, Nongwengwezi. See you next time. No. Certain rituals are performed because um, our parents or our families believe that there's another world. Our souls are now journeying to another world. But we forget that the same with unborn babies, miscarried babies. Those souls, their spirits, what happens to the spirit? Um, it goes back, to the source. It goes back to its source. Where's the source? The source is the spiritual realm, basically. Um, but who helps it navigate life back to the source? You get me? Like you and me will be assisted, either with prayer or they will slaughter, but something will be done to assist us, you know, to journey back to the source. But we do nothing for our babies that were unfortunate not to make it, ne? Which is sad. Which is sad that most of us don't realize that we are walking around as well. I wouldn't say abahlolokazi because umhlolokazi it's when your husband dies, ne? No, but ushonelwe, ufelwe. You understand? Um, you know, and when we've had a death in the African culture, after a period there'll be a cleansing, isn't it? Um, because we've had a death, now we must go back to normal life, because you behave differently when you've just had a death. You understand? Kuyazilwa, and and then after ukuzila will come a cleansing. We don't do that for our babies. We don't cleanse after we've lost our babies. Only a few of us, that come from enlightened families, about traditional matters will cleanse. It is very important to cleanse because otherwise it means you are walking around with the spirit of death on you, which, is basically a dark energy on you, which is not good for you. You need to cleanse. Symbol, you need to cleanse to wash off the spirit of death because you are still alive. You shouldn't be carrying around the spirit of death with you. You understand? So Yeah, a lot of us, you find Gucci, when I'm doing a reading, I'll be like, have you never experienced a miscarriage? Oh yeah, that happened like 20 years ago. I was still young, almost as if, well, it happened so long ago, it doesn't matter now. It matters. It does. And you know, when that child was miscarried or terminated, whatever the case may be, most of us assume that lo mntwana is still the same age. If they, same age, like zero nothing, basically. You understand? Um, um, they grow spiritually. If you had a miscarriage 20 years ago, that child, is 20 years old spiritually. You get me? And as they grow, they learn tricks, ne? How to manipulate us. You understand? Because now they want to come back and cause havoc and chaos in your life because you're not paying attention to them. You get me? Because remember, no one assisted them back, with their crossover journey, back to the source. So the spirit of that child may be just lingering around, loitering, not knowing where it belongs, because it is our duty to acknowledge the existence of this spirit by giving it a name. Uyathiywa igama umntwana ophumileyo okanye umntwana omluzileyo. Uyaqanjwa igama. We give them names, you know, to acknowledge their existence. Imagine when, if, you were to die, and because your spirit will still live on and you come back to visit your family, in a spiritual form now. And no one is mentioning your name. No one says nothing about you. People are carrying on as if it's business as usual. For 20 years, no one mentions your name. How would you feel? You get me? Now imagine you don't even have a name. That can't be nice. So I'm just trying to make you see, the logic in what I'm trying to bring to you here. So yeah. Oh gosh.